All right, we're going to bring in our guest now. Joining me this hour is criminal defense attorney Matthew Barhoma. Matthew, great to see you as always. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. And as I mentioned earlier, I posed this question as to whether all of the objections by the prosecution, now they've sort of slowed down a bit, but they had been very aggressive with the objections for this and other witnesses called by the defense. And I wonder if at some point they might be hurting themselves, because it almost feels like they're afraid of what's coming. There was so many objections and it was constant that maybe they're highlighting the testimony and putting more attention on it, or causing the jury to put more attention on it than they normally would want.
I agree, and not only that, but some of the objections, they've led nowhere, and that's an issue. Okay, if you're making an objection and ultimately the exhibit is just going to be, it's going to come in, then it's kind of a meritless objection. Now, with that being said, the defense has been proactive. Okay, I think that the defense has really approached this in being very proactive in putting on various kinds of experts. And I can understand why this prosecution may be fretting, because this is more of a creative defense than I thought, or anyone I think probably thought at this stage.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And I've said before, I think they're trying to take sort of a little tiny molehill and trying to make a mountain out of it, because at the end of the day, I think that the conclusion that you can come to is there's no way to really tell who was in front of those computers doing this, right? But if you can at least raise doubt by saying, hey, there's no way he could have been there doing it because he was somewhere else, or it's likely she was doing it because not only were they on FetLife, but then they visited something involving Kristen Chenoweth, which if somebody was on there being sort of surreptitious, they wouldn't be doing that. So with those things in play, I think there's a chance there could be someone who'd say, hey, wait a minute, that makes sense. Maybe there's some reasonable doubt here.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I think that it's going to be one of those things that's going to have to come down to carefully crafted closing arguments. You're going to have to close up some of these loops and closing arguments and really bring it home for the jury. And that's on each side, by the way. That's on the prosecution. You've made an array of these objections. Maybe you're really trying to install that seed. And on the defense, I mean, this is a pretty elaborate case. And so this is where I think closing argument is going to be very material.
Yeah, and you mentioned being proactive. I think they're also being proactive in the way they're asking questions, which is causing a lot of those objections, because they're actually trying to testify as part of these questions. I think it's all part and parcel of their plan. All right, Matthew, stand by. I want to take a break here, folks. We'll step aside. Coming up, more key testimony in the murder trial against Brendan Banfield. Keep it here in your front row seat to justice. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Michael Ayala. Court TV is in Virginia this afternoon for the au pair affair double murder trial of Brendan Banfield. This morning, Banfield's attorney told the judge that Banfield will testify in his own defense. We are waiting for that to happen. Banfield is accused of plotting with the family's au pair, Juliana Margulies, to kill his wife, Christine. Margulies pleaded guilty to manslaughter in exchange for her testimony, and she'll get time served and sent back to Brazil for her efforts. Now, last week, she testified that she and Banfield posed as Christine on a fetish dating website to lure Joseph Ryan to the home so that they could make Christine's murder look like a home invasion gone wrong. Let's head back into court now. A digital forensics examiner is back on the stand. And again, his whole point is that there's no way to prove who was behind that computer. And in fact, he's trying to say that this wasn't a catfishing case at all. He's still on the stand. My direct.